They don't point of reference. It just sounds slick. They don't understand. A lot of them do not understand what that actually means at all. It's like run off on the plug. They don't know it means. You know the guy that you as a aspiring young hustler scrounging and scraping to get access to some degree of a reasonable material so that you can be competitive in the street, and then like you work your way to a point where you got a couple of dollars and somebody who's really serious, who's really in position, who really has access, who can really an amount and a quality and a level of product that will change your whole trajectory. Like you go from being a motherfucker that is like nothing to a motherfucker that everything is just laid out. Like you just got everything you fucking need. How many, what you need? 500, 1,000, 2,000, what you need? You know what I mean? How many can you handle? Take as many as you can fucking handle. Here's the number, and see you when I say I'm not calling you, not looking for you, not doing none of that. You know where you came to get it. You know this is where you come when you're ready to get more and you got that money. And most people will be in the street for, you know, however long in the street, because, I mean, niggas don't last in the street no more anyway, right? But in the time we came up, a nigga might have 5 years. You know what I mean? Might have 6, 7 years if he's fortunate. You got a half a fucking brain, you know? And the entire, if he has 10 years, I know niggas that's been in the street for 25, 30 years. They ain't never had a connect to run off on, a plug to run off on. Never. 30 years you've been in the street and you just been getting what you can from who you can.
Facts.
But you ain't never had somebody that say, it's there, it's there, it's there, it's there, it's there. Don't never run out, and it's always, when I touch down, motherfucker, y'all can go on home. The rest of you niggas is out here doing your thing. Y'all can go on home because you will be making no money today, nigga. I'm over it. That's what it is to have a plug. That's what it is to have a plug. And you gonna let a nigga tell you run off on that? You stupid as a motherfucker. Like you don't have no idea what you're talking about. To even repeat that shit, did he listen to that song that ran up on the plug twice? If I were, if we moved everything, if we move everything forward and say that, you know, the people who I came up behind, who were born in the 30s, in the 40s, in the 50s, and, you know, raised me in the 60s, and, you know, I came of age in the 70s and started doing my thing in 80, really 78. I was already running, gunning, sniffing, fucking drinking, and all that grown motherfucker shit by the age of 11 fucking years old, because of the environment that I came from, not the neighborhood, the home. So you move that forward, and now I'm born 20 years later. And so I'm a young person listening to a goofy motherfucker like Plies, and I'm not taking anything away from Plies' artistic talent. I'm just putting him to a proper perspective for the context of this conversation. He got no business talking about plugs. Like 99% of your fucking rappers. They got no business talking about street shit, shoot shit, gay shit, no business whatsoever, because they ain't them motherfuckers. Period. So they got no reason talking about that. They got no business talking about that at all. If I were listening to that, and I'm a 19-year-old, 18-year-old, 16-year-old, 17-year-old, and I'm listening to that, and I'm, you know, I walk up to, you know, my people who raised me, them Jim Crow niggas. What the fuck did you just say? No, it's a song. It's a song. He said, ran up on the plug. Ran up on the plug. They take that motherfucker headphones on, smash it to the ground, stomp on it. Say, don't you ever listen to that motherfucker again. He's trying to get you killed.
He trying to,
He's trying to get you murdered. He's trying to get everybody you love murdered. Run off on the plug. Do they say other stupid shit like that? I'd be like, yeah, they say, yeah, they be saying like you should slide, like you should, like if somebody do something that you don't like, you should go by and drive by their neighborhood and then shoot at who's ever out there and stuff like that. That man, they'll grab me by my motherfucking neck and say, if I catch you listen to that fuck shit again, nigga, I'll blow your brains out my motherfucking self. Yeah. That's a fact.
Well, they would say, they say, I might as well put you out your misery first.
I might as well put you out your misery first. Does that sound familiar, son? True story.
Yeah.
True story. Did that sound familiar to you, son?
Yes. Yes.
You want to share that? Share a story like that. Your own experience with your father.
I was getting in a lot of. I was just getting into all types of shit with my mom, and just getting into all the random shit. My pops just knew I had just like bad habits, and my brother had stayed home from school one day, and we used to get money for school every day. My dad had gave me money the day before, and I gave it to my brother, but he didn't get it. It fell on the floor in between the bed and the floor. And the next day my brother came and asked my dad for money. He was like, "Yo, I just gave you money yesterday." And my brother was like, "Nah, he ain't give me no money." And my pops immediately thought I took the money, and it was just like, "Oh, he think I'm playing with him." And he got his he got the 44 Magnum with slugs and hollow tips, and it's about
Oh shit.
6:30 in the morning. My brother's in the shower. He came in there, leave me in the shower, put the gun in my mouth, and was like, "Yo, I might as well do it right now because I'm not going to have somebody call me and tell me my son is dead."
Wow.
And then I had to go to school.
After I pulled him out the shower, I pointed him to the mirror, the bathroom mirror. I got the joint to his head like this. I'm pushing to his head like this. Like, nigga, you don't know who you fucking with. You playing games with me that nobody on this motherfucking planet plays with me. And I come from that ilk that nobody, no matter how badass or how dear, is beyond the rules. You fuck around, you lay down. That was my deep indoctrination. I'm not saying it was right or correct, but it was the nature of who I am. It's the foundation of who I am. I've added so many more nuances and so many more layers to my humanity and my sanity and my, just just being a good person. But the nature of a thing is the nature of a thing, man. It don't change by virtue of its view. So all the articulation and the information and the nice talk and all that, there are people in this world you don't fuck with unless you're ready to kill or die.
Well, we were having that conversation yesterday, right?
Yes.
It's these young people. Bob said to me at early, Junior, in this thing, there's certain people you just can't owe money to.
That's right.
If you go and do a side deal on your own, just know that gentleman, he won't care about the repercussion. He don't have people owe him money. People don't owe him money.
That's right.
If you or your friends tell that man on Tuesday at noon you're going to have his money, come hell or high water, Tuesday at noon, have that man's money.
That's right.
There is no understanding. There is no second chance. There is no nothing. And when it all got watered down, the understanding about, right, why you did what you did. Well, and I'm sure, Ty, that lesson stayed with you, didn't it?
Hell yeah.
Extreme environment will cause for life-changing adjustments, yes.
My thing is I saw a lot of young men die for the lack of proper perspective because nobody in their space was able to put the things that they were being exposed of out of context, which is what rap culture does. Rap culture exposes people to things that they have no business being exposed to, let alone participating in, way outside of context. Again, getting back to that same lyric, running off on the plug. You're being exposed to an idea that you have no context for. No context for. You don't know what a plug the fuck is. You don't know about the circumstances around a plug. The main adaptation of everything, like the way that squares adapt everything and think it can apply to their lives. Hey, yo, where'd you get that hoodie from? Oh, so-and-so got it, man. He the plug. In my reality, where I grew up, when I grew up, saying something like that and applying it to a circumstance to which it does not apply, get the shit smacked out you. Oh, elder, hear you say that? Yeah, he the plug. Like what? The fuck you talking about plugs? No, like he's the guy that got it. We'll say he the guy that got it, motherfucker. Plug talk ain't for you. But the rappers is a bunch of closeted homosexual motherfucking make fade up ass bitch niggas. Nigga. Stop repeating those funky fuck ass niggas. Stop.
It's nothing wrong, and I don't think you're saying, but to be clear, there's nothing wrong with being a square.
Nothing.
There's nothing wrong with being a law-abiding citizen.
Nothing.
It's just that if you are that, you should appreciate how fortunate you are to be able to be that.
But the grass is greener over there where the cool guys are. They're popular too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just that their longevity is thin. Yes. Right? I mean, I've said it, and I'll say it so that you don't have to say it. You know, a lot of the venom or disparaging comments I get was like, you didn't ever have to catch a case, you never caught a case and had to go sit down for a long time. Silly me, I thought getting away was the point of the exercise. I'm so silly, man. I thought you were given props for being clever enough to hustle and not go to jail. Right. I didn't know that getting caught was a badge of honor. I understood that it was a good chance, and I give God all the credit, not myself. Because Lord knows, yeah, I was luckier than I was good. That's a fact.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
But I was pretty good too.
Yes,
I was taught really well.
Yes,
that helped.
That's right.
That helped.
That's right. That's a fact.
Since most do have to go sit down, it comes with the job description. No disparagement meant.
No.
But we don't like seeing each other win, right?
Mm.
You know, and so it becomes this whole cultural vicious circle. The square kid who already closer to winning wants to emulate a lifestyle where so very few actually get to win.
That's right.
So it's like the square kid, he's at the 50-yard line, but he want to go back to the 10-yard line with us.
Because it look cool.
Because the shit looks cool.
It looks so cool.
And I know you'll be able to relate to what I'm about to say. Man, niggas can't imagine how happy I'd be not to have to worry about all the shit I used to have to worry about.
Man, listen.
Niggas robbing you, stealing you, stick up, the feds. Come on, man. Nobody want to have to live like that forever.
Bro, the level of vigilance that you have to maintain is inhuman. It's inhuman, bro. Always be on. You gotta always be watching. Everything that everybody says and does, you gotta be watching it. That's your girl, your kids, your friends, your family, the people you're dealing with. You gotta watch and listen to everything they say, because any little thing could be a hint towards something that you don't want happening.
Every time you go on the block, you gotta read the block. Is everybody doing what they're supposed to do? Or is a nigga who always broke, he got more money than he should do? Do a nigga who only drink 40 ounces, why he got some Hennessy today? Everything because you gotta know your environment, because any abnormalities on the block means something is astray.
That's right. Something is not
and
as,
if it is some abnormalities, I should know. Right?
That's right. That's right. That's right. And that's a perfect analogy. If like subtle things like that, you know, 150,000 fucking years ago, when we were, you know, developing our senses, 200,000 years ago, we were developing our senses and, you know, becoming the the iteration of the species that we are today. When this is back, now go back to what I was talking about last this past Tuesday about the amygdala. That amygdala, that part of your brain that operates the fight, flight, or freeze aspect, that's one of the oldest parts of the mammalian brain. Mammals, we are mammals, okay? So
is that like the reptilian part of the brain they be talking about? That's older than that.
well, it's that.
It's that old part.
Yes.
That basic.
It's the reason we were able to exist and continue to deal with the changing environment around us and the different threats that we dealt with right? Our ability to sense a threat, our ability to be somewhere and see bushes like shake or move in the slightest way. And it could be the wind, or it could be, some small herbivore, something that would evolve into a squirrel at some point in time, but something that's not a threat to us. But it could be a saber-toothed tiger because it's in tall brush. But we had to be able to look and see slight movement and then make a determination about whether we should wait to see whether what we're doing here right now in this place is important enough for us to say, well, could be a squirrel, could be a saber-tooth. So it's either it's dinner or I'm dinner, but I'm going to wait and see what happens. I'm going to wait and see, if it's something that I should be running from. And in the instances where it was something you should be running from and you didn't run, well, you don't become an ancestor to nothing because your life is ended, motherfucker. You know what I mean? This is what, the concept of natural selection, So those of us who had the wherewithal to say, I done been to 4 different water holes. Each time before I was able to get my tongue in the water, I seen a slight move in the brush and took the fuck off because I'm thirsty, but I'm alive. And at some point, I'm going to be able to have me a drink, real good drink, before I have to go about my business. That degree of hypervigilance has always been the difference between living and dying. Being able to pay attention to the subtlest of changes in your environment is the difference between living and dying. Yo, who that right there? Who's that? Who's that? You know them? You know that car? Who's that in it? Can you see who's in it? Like being like that in the circumstances of being in the fucking street is an absolute necessity. But the thing is, you can never stop being that way.
Right. Yes.
You can never stop. Ever. That shit takes its toll.
There is a reason why nobody's hanging out in front of the liquor store. There's a reason why none of the girls are on the stroll. If you don't notice that and those things, that's the same as not knowing. I don't know if it's a saber-toothed tiger, but there is something that has made the environment change.
That's right.
And if you don't even know that, which is why it's so important that square people stay in the square world.
Yes.
And all the damage that has come to our community and the unfortunate outcomes for so many, particularly young Black men, who in their thirst to be in that world that we grew up in, but were trained and indoctrinated to know these things second nature. You get a bad outcome because they don't know that there's a reason why the liquor store parking lot is empty, which is always bustling.
That's right.
There's a reason why there ain't no girls on the stroll and there's always 10 girls on the stroll.
That's right.
And then they go and they set up shop and then they're arrested 10 minutes later because they didn't know that obviously the block is hot, fam.
That's right. That's right. It just came
That's
through
why
and
you ain't
swept,
seen.
and they about to sweep again.
And they about and that's not being again sounding like a know-it-all. It's just when you know what you know.
I'm not going to apologize for that because niggas are
Yeah.
insecure about themselves. I'm not going to apologize for having good fucking sense because you ain't got none. I'm not doing
No.
that. Mother made you, motherfuck you, nigga. You can't handle the truth, then go ahead and die. That's your choice. That's your fucking choice. But I'm not going to diminish myself or dim my light because it's getting in my eyes. Man, fuck you, fuck your eyes, nigga. Tap out. Tap out, 10-watt bulb ass nigga.
Well,
Like, shit is crazy. There was. Go ahead.
God. No, I was gonna say maybe, just maybe, and we will. We'll be. I believe this thing's got to run its course.
Yes, I
I
do
pray
too.
that it has to run its course, and there's some authenticity. And if people and other people like ourselves that say, look, we ain't trying to make nobody feel bad. Like me telling you that you ain't meant for the streets, that's not a fucking insult. Me saying you ain't meant for the game. And the fact that how did our culture get so fucked up that if you tell a brother, hey man, I've been around this shit my whole life, this shit ain't for you, that's actually a compliment.
Right.
That means all this killing, all this hardcore shit, having to worry about motherfuckers harming you, harming your loved ones, having to worry about them people trying to give you 30 years or all day. This ain't really a life for you, man. That is not an insult. That is a compliment.
Because you're better than this.
Or you got some other options, man.
That's right.
You got
That's right.
some other shit you can probably do.
But
Because it's only
women
this lifestyle ain't meant for everybody.
never was meant to be. It wasn't supposed to be.
It was never right. It was never supposed to be a fad or a mainstream thing.
It's
That's right.
a successful loser society. Everybody want to be a successful at being a popular loser.
Because it's easy. It's the path of least resistance. It's not. It's not difficult to uh, fall in your motherfucking face. That's not difficult at all. And if the standard, the expectation is nothing more than fall in your face with some style, well, I could do that. I could be stylish while I fall on my face. That's no problem. If I'm only expected to fall on my face, right? I'm not expected like to aspire to anything and then maintain what I aspire to while continually building and expanding, right? I don't, because that would take a lot of time and energy, and I'm looking for the shortcut, and not knowing that the shortcut was made up by a player to slick a sucker out of his bag. It never existed. The joke is in the name. You're being cut short, motherfucker. You're never going to get there. Trying to not do the work to get there. Bro,
Well,
we're dumb as fuck.
most other ethnic groups. I mean, criminality and underground economies exist among everybody on Earth.
That's
African
facts.
Americans, we're not special, right? No,
That's
but
right.
everybody.
That's right.
Most of the time, as in our case, they are family businesses or a family tradition, right? So the likelihood of success when you are inheriting 2-3 generations of how criminality and the underground economy works, the chances of your offspring being able to thrive in that environment are much higher than somebody coming in whose daddy was the mailman and mama was a school teacher, right?
That's right.
You go to a family reunion, you get 3 generations of knowledge, connections, insights on how to do this thing we call be in the streets or be in the game. Your counterpart, who everybody went to college and got these nice government jobs, you never get any game. You never get schooled on anything.
Right.
You don't get plugged into any connections or resources to help you know those things. That's why they were called crime families, because and that whole idea just got threw out. And like all of a sudden now everybody want to be the first generation of a new crime family. Like, what the fuck are we doing, guys?
We're emulating movies and rap lyrics. That's what
When
we're
all the
doing.
crime families want to run up a bag so they can stop being a crime family, or at least become a white collar crime family,
Right.
and not a street crime family.
Exactly.
At least we can
Exactly.
elevate our level in this
Right. That's right.
thing,
And our
right?
criminality. That's right.
In our
That's right.
criminality.
That's right. That's right. That's right. If you're aspiring to be a criminal in this day and age, you are a clown. Let me say that again. If you are aspiring to be a criminal in this day and age, you are a clown, nigga. You're a clown. Just want you to be clear on that. And the people who encourage you, they're a crowd of, I can guarantee you it isn't going to end well. And you're going to be boo-hooing and you-youing like a motherfucker. Yeah, that's what's going to happen. Just in case nobody told you. This reminds me of something you said last night about telling brothers about the bad end, and they have no point of reference to an end. And it brought me back to my Don Diva days, and it brought me back to my street days, because I was always telling cats, hey, this ain't for you. This is not for you. You need to stop. You need to get out of this. If you don't, you're going to die. Or if you don't, you're going to go to jail. And in every instance, that's exactly what the fuck happened. If I said you're going to die, then they died. If I said you're going to go to jail, they went to jail. And as I said before, it's not because I got a crystal fucking ball. It's for all the reasons that my brother and I just explained. The generational wealth of knowledge that we were afforded gave us a advantage that you can't circumvent. You can't get around it. You can't get to the level of understanding that we had coming in, being a first generation street nigga. That because you got to have all the falls, and some of them falls you don't get up from. So I'm telling these motherfuckers this shit. I have the background to support my qualification for being able to tell somebody such things. And I always felt like I was pretty effective in my articulation of my point as to why. It wasn't just, hey, nigga, just stop doing this. It ain't for you. You ain't got what it takes, whatever. I would explain to them unqualified. It's not something you can really fix. You don't have the prerequisite components. It's like, I want to be a track star, but you got 1 foot, nigga. You can't.
I want to be in the NBA, Cavario. I thought I was a decent basketball player. Thing is, I'm 5'9", bro. And I know, somebody's gonna say, "Well, look at Muggsy Bogues."
Muggsy Bogues. Yeah.
Right, because we always go to the instant exception.
Right, and that's what they don't get. That this is another part of the logic center failing them. It's like you say that, but
of brothers who are 5'9",
look at the numbers.
Okay, 5'9" precludes me from being in the NBA, pretty much. Yeah. Now, just because I want to be, doesn't mean that I get to be that. I have to come back to reality, right? I really would like to get paid millions of dollars, to have gotten paid millions of dollars to dribble a basketball. I was not born for that. I have to get okay with that. And I don't know why everybody, and I guess I do feel some kind of way about that. I don't know why everybody thinks they can be a hustler. I think they disregard the intellect and discipline it takes to be involved in the underground economy and have any form of success.
And
that
commitment.
It's not, and commitment.
I think people have given so much validity to music that people think because I listen to these certain artists and these artists speak about street stuff and such depth, and then all the street niggas love these artists, then